High energy, high energy.
Yes, sir.
Greetings,
Yes,
family.
sir.
Greetings, greetings, family. Greetings, greetings. I'm here with the powerful brother. We're just going to get right into it. We're talking about the July 11th, which is tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Nicholas, Brooklyn. It is a men's gathering. Consider it like a town hall meeting for men. You know, this is a state of emergency. The alarms are going off, and I've brought some powerful brothers together in order to lead the charge here. And here is one of them. Brother, introduce yourself and let us know what you're doing with yourself.
Hey, greetings, everyone. This is the one and only Kareem, the Jamaican Dream, with the Scion Way, knowing and growing. Are you an asset or a liability? And that's the first question. Regular name is, Kareem L. McKnight, Jamaican background, born in Brooklyn, raised in Long Island, and living in my purpose to develop us as a people. Right
Mm,
now, we're focused on the men in terms of what's going on in this current world and where
mm,
we need to be as men. Whether you're
mhm,
black, white, pink, as a man, we have a lot in common. We all need to come together and
mm,
focus on each other, on
mm,
what your impact is, what
mm,
your specialty is, and how can I be an asset to you? And how can you be an asset to me? And how can we
mm,
collab together to make our community better for
mm,
ourselves, our
mm,
legacy? And my point on my talent and my purpose is letting you know that tomorrow is owned to nobody. Right. So I have a
mm,
degree in finance, and yes, I can tell you how to, invest your money and why insurance is important. But also you have to factor in and work on your mental health when it comes to working out
mm,
and structure and understanding every day you have to wake up with some type of gratification, some type of
mm,
grace. So what I'm
mm,
bringing to the table is to uplift you, give you that
mm,
enthusiasm, give you that mindset to
mm.
let your body, mind, and soul each and every day make it to the next level.
You know, you brought up a great, interesting point about, taking care of the men and the women. And just today, I received a message saying, "Hey, what's going on? I thought the women's was coming in and all that." And I had
I'm
to
still getting
explain.
requests.
I know, I know, I know. And this is the crazy part. Women get excited, bro. They want us to get together. They want us to heal and to speak and to have a better relationship with each other. They want that, bro. That's why they're excited for that. They open up their circles. Come on in, man. It's all right. You see what I'm saying? But men, we got that wall up. So this is a point where men are starting to bring the walls down. We first have to bring the walls down. Then we can have a dialogue with women, sit across the room and just say how you feel about masculinity and partnership and finances and love and
Mhm. Let me ask you a question. When you say walls down, give the people, um, give us
Mm,
something where we can people can understand when you say, "Man, get our walls down." Like talk to
mm.
the people about that.
If anybody was brought up in the same neighborhoods I was, which most neighborhoods are basically the same, unless you're in the super rich, and they suffer too, by the way. But in these neighborhoods, there's constantly a liquor store or somebody selling some illegal substance and those type of things. So these
Yeah.
were the ones that we look up to. And what did those
Hmm.
men tell you? Don't be soft. Don't cry. Don't talk about your feelings. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You soft. They'll eat you alive. You see? So we put up this wall. We start putting like bricks, laying bricks and bricks and bricks. And they just, before you know it, we can't even see over the wall and we didn't even know the wall was there in the first place. You see? But we're here to tell brothers the wall is there. It is. Let's dismantle that wall. Let's bring it down and start having a dialogue. That's what we're saying. How about yourself, brother?
Yeah, there's a poem called Bridge Builder, right? And that poem talks about one hand feeding the other, right?
Mm,
And that's part of it is we have to know as men, right, that things have to change and we have to adapt to the times. And being Jamaican, we were told certain things, crying is not healthy. You know what I mean? You must just work and feed your family. But it's just so much more to life than just working. right? And I
Mhm.
mentioned this in our other stream live that we did earlier this week, is that we as men have to take care of ourselves, understand that money is not everything. We need it, but you have to focus on you. You have to focus on your family. You have to focus on the things that are important. And the things that are important is a lot of men are not taking care of themselves, right? They're taking care of what? Their families, they're taking care of their women, they're taking care of their jobs, but then they're going home empty. There's a lot of men that don't want to go home. There's a lot of men that are crying inside, that want to cry on the outside, but they don't look that funny, and they're more worried about how they're looked at because of their vulnerability. But here's the thing I'm gonna say: when men are vulnerable, and this is why women, this is important, right? We have to share with our women. When men are vulnerable, whether we want to talk about our mental health, whether we want to talk about things that are going on in our lives, or we want to just open up, sometimes it's used against us. And I am a product of
Mhm.
that. When I opened
Mm.
up to my mental health, when I opened up and
Mm.
wanted to get vulnerable, and then it was used
Mm.
against me,
Yeah,
right? So it's a
yeah.
dangerous
Mhm,
world,
mhm.
but I'm still going to open up. I'm still going to be me.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I found that coming up also, some of the mentors or people who I looked up to, they were definitely pushing that, especially in melanated communities, right? Because when you look at some of our counterparts and you be like, oh, that guy's soft. Yeah, that's because he was brought up like that in those neighborhoods and in that family structure. But in this one here, they tell you be strong and stay steadfast, but we need to lower those walls. And one of the most important reasons is because the accountability, right? Brothers don't want to be accountable to nobody, right? Don't tell me nothing, I got this, I'll do this on my own and stuff. You see, but then we don't have no accountability, man. I had to learn the hard way. And there's brothers that I count on them, man. The other day I called a brother up and I just want to have a nice small conversation, tell him, hey brother, maybe I'm just feeling this, and I started breaking down, man. And I started releasing all of these emotions, and then I was even shocked myself, like, man, where's this coming from, But it was there, and he held me down. He was patient, he was quiet, and he listened to me, instead of telling me, oh, come on, brother, suck it up, or do this, man. Why don't you just go, take a long walk or something like that, or let's go out to the bar. No, he was quiet, he was patient, he took it in. You know what I'm saying? And then, if anything, he asks me questions. Why? Because most of the answers are already inside of us, bro. That's why. So come tomorrow. If you're looking for the quick 6 steps, or the 5 points to the, listen, we're just shining a light on what's already there, and it's gonna be a great time, man. I'm excited,
It
bro.
is. It is, man. I'm excited about it as well because, I'm going to focus on life. Life has going to
Mhm.
have its ups and its downs, right? And when it's up, it's going to be up. You'll be able to, have kids or, get a great job but then when it goes down, I had somebody come in today and, she needed me, right? And this is what goes to men. When you need somebody, give me 1 second. I'm actually going to plug in here because my phone is dying. Um, she needed me and I felt so good after. And when somebody says, thank you so much, right? My
Mhm.
brother, even if it's a woman or man, you feel good inside when you're helping others. But us
Mhm.
as a society nowadays, we're not willing to help, right? Sometimes I wake up, you need to vent and cry and get those things out of your mind and your body and your soul. And I think us as men come together that you sit down and you're not in the element of waking up, taking care of my child, going to get money, paying bills. No, sit down and let's talk. How you feeling today? You're not
Mhm.
good? Vent it out. Let's
Mhm.
sit down and ooh, phone died,
Mhm.
bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm actually gonna
Th-
do it
That
again.
that
Damn,
that's definitely the
as
case.
well.
Women often have the ability to talk, and men, unfortunately, we struggle with some of those things. So, tomorrow at Nicholas Brooklyn at 6 p.m., feel free to pick up your ticket. The energetic exchange is a beautiful one. It's only $20, which you can't even get a good meal in this city for $20. I bought a wrap and a small drink, and it came out to 26.50, and I didn't even like the food, which is crazy. So the price is not a question, and if the only thing that you really the only thing that you really be paying is you'll be paying attention. That's the only thing that's coming through here. So if you have that, then come on through. Nicholas, Brooklyn at 6 p.m. I'm not sure where my man Kareem went to. Seemed to have stepped off. I know he was having some technical difficulties in the power. But definitely, if you can make it, come on through. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to know more about it, you want to know what is it or what it's not, we can definitely talk about it, and I can guide you to many different areas so you'll know exactly what is it that we're doing. There'll be no question. So, brother, you're back. All right.
I'm back, man.
Go
Listen,
ahead.
and that tells you about life. Oh, man, I was on camera, I'm into it, and then all of a sudden things just cut off like
Mm,
life, right?
definitely.
It just, I know I can, and I can relate to it. It's okay, right? What did
Mhm.
I learn from it, man? Charge your phone,
Right, right,
you
exactly.
know,
That's
look
it.
at things.
Oh my God.
But there's one thing I tell you, right? Have insurance. I have a backup plan. I have another phone
Mm,
that's 85%. And that's
right.
another thing that we're going to talk about in at this workshop. And as you got my back, I'm going to connect back with you is life
Mm,
is going to cut off
yeah, right.
with you, family, friends,
Mm,
income.
mm,
Life is going to change. But the
mm,
question is, are you going to be, fearful of change, or are you going to be able to adapt and still be scared and
right,
adapt to things as life comes?
right.
But here's the thing, and how you change is you're going to need support. And then
Mm,
this is why I'm excited about tomorrow, July 11th, at Nicholas, Brooklyn, because we have to realize that us as men, we got to prepare for the worst when it comes to relationship,
mm,
with women, with our income, how to invest our money, what the things that are, us as men can help and say, here's my story, here's my pain, here's my
mm,
challenges, here's my lessons that I've learned that I don't want to be your lesson or your problem,
mm,
because this is what I
mm,
learned. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes. And this woman I'm wearing right here
mm,
was my grandmother, my peace, my happiness, person I
mm,
can vent to. And one of the darkest moments in my life, which I'll speak about at the workshop, is when she passed away, right? In a hit and run, right? While I was away receiving, the MVP award that people will receive, for the NBA. That's what I received. And that same day she died. Can you
mm,
imagine you're in the highs of high? You got the MVP for the organization that you work with. And that
mm,
same night, the number one person in your life that supported you, guided you, and got you there passed away in a car accident. That's what we're
mm,
going to be talking about. Life.
mm.
Life's
Real,
going
real,
life,
real
you
talk,
know?
real talk, real talk. And these are some of the conversations that people they want to avoid. But it's not like that. Life is real, and things do happen, and we should be have some preparation, for some of these events. Something you can never be, totally ready for everything. But some guys are just letting any old thing up in the house, and we're not doing that. And we're letting
Yeah.
brothers know too, like, hey, don't allow that. Don't allow craziness to come into your house. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's your friend or that's your cousin or your
Mm-hmm.
or uncle. No, he's got to go, man. No, listen, you need to have a strong foundation, man. You see? Because remember that old story about the three animals, and one built his house with straw and the other one with right? You see? But
Mm-hmm.
the one with
Yes.
brick, but the brick was the one that stood. So
And
that's
that
what we're
talks
going
about
through.
liability or asset. Whether it's
Mm,
your family, your friend, your brother, once they become a liability, you need to step away. You need to get away. And that's the part that's hurting a lot of people. It's my family. It's a friend that I've known for a long time, but then you become that liability, and that straw and that foundation is no longer available for you.
mm,
And
right.
you blow away where you have to restart. But when that brick house was there, you didn't invest in yourself, you didn't step away from the straw house and say, you know what, this foundation for me that's a liability is not good. I got to go this way. And
Mm,
sometimes those moments are empty. But guess
mm,
what? Time heals all things. and you will get a foundation of who's going to be an asset in your life again and stay with you in those brick walls.
Appreciate that, man. So come through tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Nicholas, Brooklyn, come recharge your phone, recharge your batteries, recharge your brain, recharge your soul. This
Yeah.
is the message. This is the one. This is
Yeah.
the message right here. Come
Mhm.
through, charge up, and then get back out there ready to go, man.
Listen, think about it. My phone just died, and I got my new charge, and I'm charged up even more than when it died, right? So I'm hoping my brothers understand, like, everything happened for a reason, and we post this, man. We're gonna get you recharged for life, recharged for the moment. Take that moment to recharge yourself, and this is how we're gonna do it: getting those platforms, getting those rooms.
Let's go. Let's go. See you
Yes, sir.
tomorrow.
God bless, my
and
brother.
Saturday, 11,
Let's go.
July 11, 6 p.m., 6 to 10 at Nicholas, Brooklyn. Okay?
Let's go. All
All
right,
right.
man. God bless. Take care. And